Whoa, look who it is here on Mock Mondays, doubling up on live streams. It is the Dean of Fantasy Football. Office hours are coming early this week on Monday for you guys. Dean, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Listen, I had to show up tonight. I had to, show a lesson. You were in my stream. You missed like the first two rounds of my mock. So unacceptable during office hours. So I have come to wreak havoc and absolutely destroy this mock draft tonight and excited to get into it.
Well, Mezer's asking, wait, no office hours Thursday? There are still office hours Thursday. Come on now.
Awful
Come on.
question.
There will always be office hours Thursday. I will say next Mock Monday may be a Mock Tuesday. I am traveling a 11-hour drive all the way from Tulsa, Oklahoma, back to the Chicagoland area. If we make it in time for Mock Monday, that would be legendary. Hopefully we can. Neighbors or Nico, who are you going with here?
As of right now, sit today. I'm gonna take Nico before I take Neighbors. I would like to be very optimistic, but I think right now I'm still Nico over Neighbors.
I mean, you're pricing in Nico Collins' injury risk as well with his ADP and where he's going, and obviously Malik Neighbors has a little bit of an injury he could potentially be dealing with. So yeah, I like Nico still in that one. Take him to school. All right.
My army's here. My army is here.
Listen,
ready to go.
Mezer and Dota, though, look like it may be rough next week. Looks like vacation's coming up for Mezer. Dota might have to miss office hours next week. Can I have an excused absence due to being on vacation?
So you gotta just we'll talk with your parents. You know, your legal guardian. It's fine, but yeah, listen. If you want to get ready for the fantasy season, office hours is where to be. And listen, getting reps here on Mock Mondays, nothing better, man. Let's do it.
Nothing better. Nothing better. Well, the thing is the interesting part about today, 16-team league. You know what else is a 16-team league? Our creators league with the Blitz people. And then the fans league is going to be a 16-team league as well. So what I wanted to do today during Mock Monday is I want to determine what type of scoring we're going to do. Obviously, we're doing PPR. We're not doing any sort of nonsense half PPR or standard craziness. We're doing PPR, but I'm talking, are we doing tight end premium? Are we giving bonuses for first downs? Are we giving bonuses for big 300-yard performances? All of that will be decided during today's stream, and that'll be the format and the scoring for those Blitz leagues where you can earn a Blitz belt and those championships. So we're going to go through. Let's get let me pull up this live stream real quick for you guys of our draft board here. Thank you to Dota and Mezer who helped fill this thing out with 16 beautiful teams in here. As you guys can see, I'm going to have to do a good job of scrolling through on here and making sure nobody gets excluded on Mock Mondays, but definitely very, very packed in here. AJ Brown or Drake London?
AJ Brown. AJ Brown.
I'm going AJ Brown. No hesitation there. No hesitation. AJ Brown in that situation. Brown's in a great place to have a good year. Jelly of the Month, welcome back, man. I remember you from the live streams last year. Hopefully we'll have you back full time now for this fantasy season. So let me get this mock draft randomized a little bit right now. Let's go over here. How many times are we doing this thing, Dean?
Just a good old fashioned 2 times. Shout out Derek Jeter.
All right.
There we go.
2-time random is oh my gosh. So this is where it gets interesting because there's a lot riding on this one because I was late to office hours this week. Me and Dean are sandwiched right next to each other in this mock draft. And I'm going to have to lock in for this one because if my game is off tonight, it could be ugly. Then you see Mezers right there and Dota right next to us, the 2 guys that have been in the most mocks
this is just
year.
trouble.
It's going to get bloody. It's going to get very, very bloody here very quickly in here. I would consider this similar to the Red Wedding here on Mock Mondays. Looking through these comments
never
right
forget.
here. Just had my first job shift. That was depressing. I'm no longer unemployed. Thank you. I'm sorry that you have to do that. I appreciate your service. Hopefully it's not that bad all the way. Take all the Chargers. AJ Brown with Tua at quarterback. AJ Brown and May. It's passed with London. Depends if it's Robinson's against me. I guess the AJ's dominant season though. All right, let's start this mock draft up. We got Lucy Main on the board here at the 101. Honestly, I think it's going to be interesting. You got a CPU probably drafting here if he doesn't pull up in time. I think, from what we've seen some craziness from this pick, Dean. You could be walking into a situation where maybe Jamar Chase goes one-on-one here. CMC.
Ooh, you really think so? Listen, I think here, man, I just got a text message literally like 20 minutes ago from another buddy who was like, hey, just got the first pick. Like, it's not PPR, but like, what do I do? I'm like, it's Jahmyr Gibbs. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. It doesn't matter what the format is, dude. That's where you're going. These top of the echelon running backs are hard to come by. And if you're starting off your draft here at 101, especially in 16 teams, you want to make sure that you have an elite stud at the 101, and you can go ahead and get Christian McCaffrey if you want. So that's fine.
Brother, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I can't with these CPU auto picks and just going Christian McCaffrey 101. Are we serious right now with this nonsense? Like, if one of my league mates drafts 101, I'm gonna be running around screaming because I'm so excited.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed. It's kind of been I'll just go ahead and I'll take Bijan, but I don't know if you know. Sleeper's been doing this lately. They've been pushing McCaffrey higher and higher, doing it. But if you're in a league and hopefully everyone's there for the start of it, listen, we all been there, right? Guys not there for the first 2 rounds in your mock drafts, right? We've been there, right?
We end up with Malik Neighbors and Drake London. We don't really target those guys very often.
Yeah, exactly. But it should just be the combination of Gibbs and Bijan to start your drafts. And then I think really it follows with what just happened with, your pick and A-Trains as well. So, simple start, little shake up with the CPU, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Jelly of the month, my one league PPR point per first down. And he really likes that. I do. I think point per first down is interesting. I don't play in that many point for first downs. Do you?
No. I a lot of my stuff, like if there's any extra, it's kind of bonuses on bigger plays. So if it's a touchdown, more of like 25 yards or more, you get certain points, and if it's even bigger, it's bigger points. But no, I've never done the first down one. You know what? I always kind of was intrigued by that because especially like some running backs, like what happens when a running back goes for. Say Jordan Mason comes in for a 3rd and 2 and he gets a first down, he gets an extra point. That's nice.
Jordan Mason
skyrocket.
The 100 yards, I do this in a lot of my leagues that I'm commissioners of. I have the 300-yard bonus for quarterbacks, the 400-yard, the 100 yards for running backs, wide receivers. That incentive I do really, really like because those, elite performances and those top-end guys can just carry you some of those weeks and have just monster games. CeeDee Lamb goes right there. Man, we're pushing these guys up the board for sure.
Listen, man, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have taken him there, but I don't think that's all right. Messer, come on, man. Listen, I'm an older statesman here. All right, you get married, you got to chop down the leagues. All right, brother. 6 is crazy.
Yo, who we giving Ray Rice at this point?
I have no idea. Whoever wants him.
Bunting, you need to elaborate more. Messer clearly knows. We're out of the loop right now. Clearly.
He's part of the army. Let's see.
I think
Bunting went JJ though. Not bad.
He did go JJ. I like that. The Go Ravens team that auto drafted. Got it. That makes more sense. Yeah, Ray Rice, nice flash in the pan there for a little bit. I have no clue what he did off the field to ruin his career, but pretty decent on the football field, I'll tell you that.
Hey, Rutgers alum. Go Jersey.
Rutgers. Isaiah Pacheco. Rutgers.
All right, we don't. Yeah.
No, you don't associate with that one?
Not anymore.
James Cook goes at the 111. I don't know, Bunting, how many you got with a wife and kids? Okay, that's crazy after the Ray
We're
Rice
going
talk.
crazy.
Moving on. Bunting is a Cowboys fan and got sniped. I got you. I got you. That'll do it there. Are you guys worried about Puka's potential legal issues? And if so, does it push him down the board for y'all? I think the biggest thing with Puka, there was a little bit of a close race there between him and Jamar Chase for that 103 pick. In my mind, I was kind of going back and forward. Right now, it's not even a debate. And I think Puka, we saw all those suspensions kind of drop on that one day. I want to say it was 2 or 3 days ago where the league suspended 5 players, I want to say, and they all announced him. Puka
Mhm.
not being on that list is probably a good sign for him. And I don't think the suspension will be more than, I think, a 2 game max. What I would say is probably what we're looking like. I mean, Schefter mentioned 1 game. I would still be drafting Puka Nakua over JSN, I think, at that point. Maybe like I guess you can say like, oh, he loses me week 1, but I honestly trust the fact that I can draft enough depth to get by because when Puka's on the field, man, this guy's just a different playmaker. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree. It does seem like something that the league is either going to, like you said, I think 2 games becoming max. If anything happens this season, it might be something that the NFL does where like they just push to the side and investigate like later in the year or next season. So it seems like Puka's kind of going to be here for the entire season, which is great. But it doesn't really push him down. I'd still want to take that super high ceiling of Puka Nakua over kind of the guys behind him as well. So yeah, I'll stick with him.
Yeah, for who got suspended, it was a lot of defenders.
Yeah,
James Pierce was the most notable one. He got that 8 game suspension for the Falcons. I'll tell you right now, if a lot of you guys are betting people, Atlanta Falcons are beyond cooked. I mean, have you seen the Tua clips? Have you
oh boy.
seen James Pierce is now suspended 8 games? Like this team's kind of turning into a little bit of a mess right now in Atlanta. Some other names that were suspended: Nazith Johnson, a former Chief. That's why I knew it. 6 game suspension there. And I think there were 2 or 3 other like smaller names mixed into that list as well that got leaked earlier there. Puka is just going to bite somebody again. I hope he's biting them defenders, man, and getting me 120 yards per game every single week, just like he did last year. I mean, that'd be pretty electric.
Yeah, chomping at those ankles.
He's chomping, man. He's chomping for more receptions. He's chomping for more touchdowns. That's why they didn't want to add another wide receiver because he's chomping for all that stuff there in Los Angeles. Now, Dean, my question for you: we're in 2 teamers together now.
Mm.
Running backs. The turnover here looks a lot different than a normal 12-man draft.
Yeah, definitely for sure. It's crazy. I mean, that's why I was kind of mentioning, when you first get into
I don't know why I put the poop emoji there.
when you get into these early picks, like that's why I want to make sure that I can go ahead and grab a Bijan, a Gibbs, especially in these in these bigger leagues. And I don't even doubt like yourself, A Train, and Mez are going wide receiver because these are big point guys, right? But yeah, it's a little scarce now with the running back situation. Now the 2 elite tight ends come off the board. It's going to be interesting to see what really falls to you. Who takes that first quarterback? Where do the tight ends go? We see right here, McBride going and Bowers going back to back, but between leagues, that might be something different on draft day.
Yeah, I don't really know what to expect, especially with those tight ends, because I do feel like some people are going to say like, well, I can just get Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland
Yeah.
or Tucker Kraft or those deep guys, and maybe Bowers and McBride in these deeper leagues push down the board because there's so much positional value at other spots that needs to be attacked. And I mean, I look at it like Kyron Williams right at this back half of the second. I basically didn't really have a choice. I needed to grab a running back because, I mean, you could have gone running back here, really got me. There's not a lot of guys here that really excite me at this point, and I need to make sure I got somebody in there that's solid.
Yeah, I definitely, for myself, kind of considering it. I think the 2 guys that went in front of me were the 2 I would have probably went double RB. But at this spot, I want to go get one of my guys. Lad
Mm.
he was legit my guy that I featured last week on office hours, and then kind of took the gamble. I was hoping maybe Josh Allen would come back, but uh, I would pair that up nicely. Go ahead and get the unicorn of them all. But now sitting here, I do have another my guy that I can go and get, and I think I'm gonna, man, because I'm not really sold on this running back room right now. And I think a lot of guys at the other end, they took their running backs. I'll take the gamble here, man, but I'll go get my other guy. It's Garrett Wilson. Uh,
Mm,
I just love
interesting.
the volume for him. I really do. I think Gino is going to surprise a lot of people. Now, I don't think the Jets are in the sense, but I think you're going to get some fantasy production out of Garrett Wilson, and he's going to be fed, man. And I think he is just so talented that I love pairing him with Lad and Bijan. Love it.
Yeah, I'm going to continue the trend of these wide receivers. Jeremiah Love, I was kind of torn if I really wanted to go him, but let's just say his high ankle sprain keeps him out
Yeah.
the first few weeks of the season. And, this is a point where he's probably going to go here in the next few fit picks, and I still think it's worth it. But I'd rather get Zay Flowers, who I feel very excited about this year, taking that next step. The guy only had 11 red zone targets last year, was in a top 12 receiver. He gets Declan Doyle now, who's going to be more oriented to the wide receiver group in Baltimore and Lamar Jackson's development as a passer. So I'm excited about Zay. He's in that group with Lad McConkey, Emeka Agabuka, these breakout wide receivers that can truly take that JSN-esque leap in fantasy football. And you get them all in the late third, middle of the fourth in normal 12-man leagues. So pretty exciting there that Jamar Chase, Kyron Williams, Zay Flowers is the start. Now we have Cam Scattaboo over
Mm.
Jeremiah Love. Like there he goes. So Enzo gets him at 307. So let's see here. In a 16, what was that? Pick 39. So he would have gone in the fourth round.
Yeah, I think it's just that kind of different mindset of like, what is going to come back to you, where you want to invest. Uh, you know, it's kind of helping us a little bit right now that like we kind of get the auto picks for, you know, Go Ravens getting three wide receivers. Now listen, we don't know if he would do that or not because we got a guy like Mezer who has three really solid receivers on his team to start this one. But it's kind of all about people like, hey, what is going to make it back to me? I'm not really sure, especially with this, larger league for this draft. So
I'm posting this on Twitter right now with Jeremiah Love and saying, Jeremiah Love just went in the fourth round. Is that too late?
yeah, true. I mean, listen, I'm not the biggest fan. I think little preview for this upcoming Thursday, like kind of showing my fades. Not the biggest on this, Arizona Cardinals offense, and it kind of worried me how Love would be used, just all the comments and stuff like that, and now the injury. So I'm a little worrisome as well, and probably a guy I'm going to be passing on a lot
So
this
let's
year.
play this game in the chat, boys. So this auto guy is going to snipe me again. T. Higgins. My clock
Did he?
said 5 minutes. Rice on the second minute. Nah, man. All right, but let's play a little game here. And then in the chat, you could say the guy that you would rather have.
Mm.
Jeremiah Love or Bucky Irving? Dean?
Oof. Give me you know what? I think I would take Jeremiah Love there.
I
I'm
would
not the
take
biggest
Jeremiah
Bucky
Love
guy.
over Bucky
Yeah.
Irving. I don't think I'm hesitating with that one. Okay. Jeremiah Love or Brees Hall?
I would take Brees Hall.
You would take
Mm-hmm.
Brees Hall.
Yep. Yeah. I think I'm sure with that volume there. Listen, the both teams are not great. But I think Brees Hall is really going. If his injury is not that bad too, I know he's got the groin, but if both guys clean healthy this year, I'm a little bit more worrisome about Love and the Cardinals than Hall and the Jets.
I think obviously we're kind of playing a guessing game with Love's injury.
Yeah.
I think I'll go Hall right now too. I think he has a safer floor than him. Now the next guy, Quinshawn Judkins or Jeremiah Love. I'm going Judkins. I don't think it's a
I
hesitation.
I
If
I think
Hall
so
was a
too.
hesitation for me, then Judkins is not a hesitation locking him in over Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I think you're right because that is I think really what the a bell cow running back you're gonna get there. So yeah, I would take Judkins as well.
Yeah. All right. So some of the chat said Irving. You got Mezer wants to go neither of them.
That's not the
Auto guy
game.
didn't get me. Bucky did. You got Dota saying Brees Hall. Irving is a good RB2. Don't treat him like a one. I 100% agree with that. If you're going in with Bucky Irving as your number one
Yeah,
running back this year, that is a recipe for disaster in fantasy
yeah, I
football.
agree.
Not a great outlook there. You see DJ Moore coming off that high ankle sprain. His value doesn't seem to be impacted right now, going in that fourth round range still. Travis Etienne still going, I think, way too early with the fact that Alvin Kamara is in that room, and Tyler Warren still a little bit of a value there going in the 404 slot for sure. I think another interesting thing that in the preseason was notable to me that I got a little bit of hate for was the Denzel Boston Casey Concepcion splits
Ooh,
in that game. And I was a big
yeah,
advocate that whoever the receiver was that was going to play in 12 personnel was going to be the more important fantasy receiver. With how the snaps shaked out, Denzel Boston played 100% of snaps in the first team reps. Casey Concepcion got subbed out for 12 personnel groupings and only played in 11 personnel. I think Casey is more of a gadget guy this year and their slot receiver, and I do think he's a playmaker with the ball in his hands. But if Denzel Boston's going to be playing all these snaps and he's going behind Casey Concepcion, why would I not take a flyer on him compared to
yep,
Casey? It
yeah,
almost feels
no,
like, you know what, you're a Giants fan. It almost feels like Kadarius Toney a little bit.
yeah, a little bit. I would say so. I mean, I was definitely intrigued to see how they were going to use them, and I thought kind of Denzel would just be a kind of a red zone threat, and that's it. But it seems like he's a lot more for this offense, and it's really exciting to see. So, yeah, I don't know. I think these are two guys that you're going to see a lot really picked, depending on the size of your league, but like later rounds that people are going to get excited for the season. And it's
Yeah,
funny too
they're
because this QB situation is like abysmal. But we're like, yo, these guys are good though.
oh my God, Jonathan Brooks just went 411.
Measure does measure things, bro.
Measure dog. Like, I get getting your guys, but dude, actually, I haven't even looked at the running back room. Over Jadarian Price, don't know about that. I actually, a guy that's okay, Parker Washington,
Oh
A
yeah.
train. Really, come on, man. Come on. We're really going to do this right now.
Who you thinking here?
I mean, yeah, he was still. I know a lot of people are worried about Carnell Tate. I'm still going with him right now. I think a lot of people are freaking out that Cam Ward was like mega ass his first performance against the 49ers, and that's going to be what he's going to be right now. I think I'm going to take a chill pill just a little bit and just say Cam Ward is going to be okay until I watch week one. If I see week one and Cam Ward is rolling back 20 yards and fumbling the ball to his side against the second team defense, yeah, I'm scared that Carnell Tate is not going to live up to the expectations I think me and you both have for him. So that
Mhm.
makes me a little bit worrisome there. But right now, Carnell Tate's still pretty undervalued in my opinion and a very good pick in drafts. And he did play a lot in 12 personnel, so that's a good sign.
Love it. Yep, love it. Another my guy. Loved it very much. You kind of made my decision. I was like, if he were to get to me, I wanted to go Jared Price. That was my target. But I was like, but if Carlton Tate's there, what if he is there? So you made it a little bit easier for me. Love that run of guys that just went. But yeah, for me, Jadarian Price to me has like such the highest ceiling of guys that are available in the running back position. So if I compare that with Bijan, I love it. And there's some, other positional players that I might be looking at here in the fifth.
Oh, really? Are you now? Are you trying
Sure
to
am.
snipe me? Are you trying to snipe me over here?
No, I think I got screwed here. Um, yeah, we're gonna punt it away. I think. Oh man, not great here, Jim. Um,
Oh, I don't know, Jim.
I don't know. Ugh. I hate this right now.
16-man league.
This is rough.
16-man league.
This might be. I think I'm gonna go actually back to the running back position. No, I'm not. I'm gonna get my guy. I'm gonna get a guy I'm confident in. I'm gonna get Tucker Kraft, a
Okay.
guy that I've been pretty high on. I was thinking about going super late with the tight end because of the size here. Um, but I'm super confident in what Tucker Craft can do on his return season, and I think that this first 5 rounds, like I'm getting points here.
I think the interesting part about a 16 team is my strategy changes a little bit. I think some of these guys with a safer floor are more valuable in these bigger formats
Mhm.
because you know what you're going to get from
Sure.
them. Because honestly, depth wins in these type of leagues versus you chase a ceiling. I think about last year. I did our blitz league last year actually was a 14 teamer, and we did it well before, like, I think the first week of the like, it was early. I think the first week of August we did it, and
Yeah,
dumbest
pretty
decision in
early.
the world. I drafted Tank Bigsby. I bought the Tank Bigsby hype last year, and then they trade him, and I'm just sitting there like, oh man, I don't have a running back in my 14 team, and my team never recovered from that. So
Yeah.
I think of some floor there, and Jalen Warren's a player that's growing on me because I looked at Aaron Rodgers' last 5 years and his running backs in fantasy football. All of them have been RB2s, and it's because of that receiving work that he gives them in that backfield. It's been consistent, and we've heard reports that Jalen Warren is going to be that third down back. I don't expect him to have a top 10, top 12 ceiling, but I think he can be a steady RB2 and kind of fill that role for my team that desperately needs that at running back. So I like that pick overall. Price has a good ceiling I would reach. I do think with the schedule and the draft capital they have in Jadarian Price, it definitely helps make him a little bit more of a value in fantasy football for sure. With Jordan Tyson's injury and being out potentially 2 months, how far down does he fall on your drafts, in your opinion? Right now, he's priced right between DK Metcalf and Cortland Sutton. Um,
I'll tell you right now, Ryan. Like if he was healthy, top consideration with that craft pick. Like that's where I was probably gonna go. I really wanted to get either Watson or a Dunze. Like those were like the easy picks for me, sniped in front of me. If Jordan Tyson was healthy, I think that would be my pick there. So
yeah,
if
I mean,
so in
I like
to
him
answer
over
this
DK.
question, that does affect me. I didn't want to touch him. I went with Kraft that I think will have obviously a better season and that can I mean even the guy that's coming back from injury. But yeah, the Jordan Tyson it does scare me a little bit. I want to get him at a value. I'm not going to get him at his price. So it's going to definitely change our outlooks on when to take him.
I think I like him. I would take Wandell Robinson over him. I would take Josh Downs over him. I would take. Would I take Quentin Johnston? I
These
think this.
Chargers, yeah.
I think this is a good range for him right in here, though. Like I would take
Yeah,
Stephon Diggs
that's a
over
good
him.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right in that
absolutely.
range makes sense value wise. Makai Lemon being this high still is insane. I don't think people are watching like that. He hasn't practiced the entire year, and Sleeper hasn't adjusted their rankings with him.
Yeah.
So he's been interesting. But what if Dowdle is the RB1? I think we've seen this though, like last year. I think Dowdle honestly is probably going to be the primary early down back in that offense. It's just I think this offense can support two steady running backs. And we saw it towards the end of last year. Both Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell were fantasy starters because the volume was there for these guys. And Pittsburgh has a good enough running back schedule or decent enough to where both these guys can eat. And I think with Mike McCarthy being in town, it is going to benefit this offense's production a little bit compared to what they had under Arthur Smith. So I actually like both Rico Dowdle and Jalen Warren at their ADPs in terms of targets, like them, Ramondre
Mm.
Stevenson, and J.K. Dobbins as those like RB3 guys. I think are
Yeah.
really good values that could plug and play in a lot of weeks in your lineup, but may just have like those cap seasons. RIP Caleb Johnson, bro. I would say they're actually, you know what's funny today is I go on TikTok and the first video I see is Blitzlink hate video that blew up on some guy's account. And it was last year, I think I posted 4 videos on YouTube and I was just like, I don't know how to do this. They're the worst quality videos ever. The guy clipped those in my video from this year and said like Blitzlink is just the worst ever, stuff like that. And was like over 6 on fantasy takes. And I'm just like, bro, like
Damn.
this is embarrassing. He didn't even catch the Caleb Johnson take I had last year where I was like, Caleb Johnson is the safest running back in fantasy football. And I said that before the guy even played one preseason game. I watched one preseason game and absolutely bit my tongue because this guy is absolute booty cheeks. He was so bad last year and could not
Oh,
even
so
find his way
yeah.
on the field.
Yeah, I never thought of that, and it's a sad downfall for him. But yeah, going back to that Steelers backfield, man, like that was kind of thing. I was gonna click Warren there, but I'm still trying to figure out what this backfield's gonna look like with Warren and Dowdle. Like I'm not sure. So another thing where it's like I have question marks. I don't have the answers just yet, so I go with somebody else. But that's I like kind of your thought process like of Warren over Dowdle, but also still both good values. Yeah, I mean, come on,
Yeah,
those are my
yeah, he's a
guys.
Quentin Johnson Charger. So yeah,
He's wearing a charting.
shout out to Nolan. Me and Nolan played baseball together. Does Michael Wilson get a decent target share like last year?
I don't see why not, man. Like
Well,
he
what target share are we talking about? Are we talking about Michael Wilson to close the season? Or are we talking about Michael Wilson with Marvin Harrison Jr. healthy and like I would say 22%. Like
that's
I think
fair.
that's fair. I think
Yeah.
what all depends with Michael Wilson is if he can beat out Marvin Harrison Jr. for the primary first read role in this offense. And I think it's such a
Yeah.
toss up that makes it really hard to decipher whether or not which guy's going to win. So, me personally, both of them are a scary pick because there's a lot of unknowns with them. I think both of them can, have that breakout year and still be really talented. It's just they're both uncomfortable picks. And there's some other guys like a Josh Downs and a Wandell Robinson we mentioned that I just feel more confident in that are going a little bit later. And even like a DK Metcalf, I think Metcalf I would prefer over those guys because he has a little bit more stability than them. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, that makes a great that makes a lot of sense, and I think you're right with the value on there. I like Michael Wilson. I think just because of like kind of where his price is, like I like to take that, and I think he's a true, he is that true wide receiver too on this team. Now, I- I'm gonna say something crazy, but it's not a great, one-to-one comparison, but it's kind of like if Marvin Harrison's good enough and Mike Wilson, like Mike Wilson can be that T Higgins if he could. You know what I mean? If this offense could get going. And I like him a lot, man. I think he could be. And there's a real opportunity here this season where he does beat out Marvin Harrison Jr. in target share. Like that's a possibility on the table. And if he does, dude, he should smash that ADP.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Hard to say I wouldn't count on that. Marvin Harrison Jr. was with a little more sauce this year, possibly. I'm hoping, man. I hope Marvin Harrison Jr. can I kind of feel bad for the guy. The guy has been clowned on social media so much because he just hasn't lived up to his generational prospect hype that he had coming out of school. And I'm rooting for Marvin Harrison Jr. Hopefully he can start breaking out in that way. Honestly, I have a little shares of Harold Fannin this year in a lot of these mocks, but I mean, he kind of just fell into my lap here this late, and I might as well. I mean, I
That is
can't.
a cutoff of that tier. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Don't blame me.
that's the last guy in that tier that I would take. I'm not like a big Harold Fannin guy this year. I think he can have a decent target share. But the one thing I guess he has going for him is Todd Monken heads to Cleveland. He heavily utilized tight ends throughout every single one of his offensive coordinator stints. That's good for him. If Shedeur Sanders plays, that was really good for him as well. But I think it's going to be Deshaun Watson out of the gate. I'm interested to see what that quarterback situation winds up looking like for sure there. But I mean, like you said, there is a teardrop after that, and that's kind of what I saw there.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Bucky? We kind of talked about Bucky a little bit as well. We came to the agreement that Bucky is a. Oh my gosh, you did it. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
We'll talk about. But with Bucky, we were kind of like, you can't have him as your RB1, and he's going in the third round in sleeper. And there's going to be a lot of teams with Bucky Irving as their RB1 this year, and that's an absolute mistake. You need to have Bucky as that RB2 that maybe can reach his RB1 ceiling. I'm not really buying it. The efficiency numbers are scaring me a lot heading into the year, and I do think he is not going to reach the heights he did under Liam Cohen because Cohen is a great coach and has schemed up running backs like no other that we've seen in fantasy. So I'm bullish on Bucky, but I think as an RB2, he's a lot more worth it than your team as an RB1. And then the Dean has sniped Dota twice now. Jordan Tyson, talk about the pick.
Yeah, man. I think this was the time. This was the time. We were just talking about him before. It's like I don't want to go really reach for him, but he was just staring at me. I thought that the guys that are available right now, like, yes, I am looking at the ceiling rather than the floor right now, and I'll work my way back and hopefully get another receiver on the way back, which I get to. And this may be another crazier pick as well. I'm gonna go San Fran.
Dude,
I'm going to strip him.
dude,
Was that
right
you?
now, I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna go it right now, but
Oh yeah.
right now,
Yeah. I want to go get him. I want to make sure this is a big wraparound.
very big wraparound here.
Yeah, huge wraparound. But everything you read, man, he is just like, who else is going to be there for him, man? A lot of people dealing with injuries, and maybe him too. But I think he's going to be a huge part of this Niners offense, and I'm going to buy that hype right now. And I can kind of just roll the dice for a few weeks, hopefully, or I guess 2 months, but and get and Tyson back whenever he's healthy. But I'm happy. He gets me. He's more excited. He gets me more excited than some of the guys around here right now.
Yeah, and a guy I'm kind of going 3 straight picks of players I don't really have a lot of stock in, but 16-man league gets that. And Jacoby Myers is a player that honestly, when he got traded to Jacksonville, was not bad. I think the ceiling
No.
is for sure capped with Jacoby Myers this season with Parker Washington. I can't say enough about my guy Parker Washington, but Jacoby Myers, I think he's a steady flex. Like in a 16-man league, he's my 4th receiver. I think there's value in plugging and playing him this year. I like my running back room, and I think running back is a little bit deeper with where I'm going to be picking next compared to wide receivers. So I'd rather take that value and gamble than, go through and do that type of thing. So, I mean, we're all going through it right now. I should have waited at quarterback and went wide receiver 3. It's looking like, there's no intention of me going quarterback early in a 16-man league. I gotta establish that roster and pray that I get a good quarterback at a good value at some point throughout this draft. Mezer, always waiting on the quarterback. That is the way of the man. Mezer, the electrical substation will get its due. I mean, it's already got its due. Mike Evans hasn't practiced in a week. George Kittle's coming back from injury. Christian McCaffrey's hurt right now. Jordan James is hurt. Christian Kirk is also hurt. And Ricky Pearsall is out for the year. Absolutely disgusting of that electrical substation doing all this diabolical work to everybody.
Yeah, I know. It's just they got to do something about it, but whatever.
Whatever. Just leave it up there. Keep hurting all of our $1 million investments.
Yeah.
Tyler's Perry, thoughts on Egabuka's injury? Personally, a toe sprain, if it depends, because this could go 2 different ways. If it is closer to a turf toe, that is massive for a receiver, and it's very hard for them to bounce back from that. But if it is a minor toe sprain, then I fully expect Egabuka to be completely fine and one of the best targets in fantasy still. I think as this injury gets more and more news around it and we hear more about it, we get a clearer picture on where Emeka Egabuka is. But if this is a turf toe situation, that would be scary for sure.
Yep, for sure. And you know what the tough thing too is about Buka is like the kind of group he's going around as well. Like it's hard to pass on those guys if you're still worried about Emeka Buka's injury right now. So definitely a wait and see when we get back reports and how the Bucks are really going to handle it.
Yeah, Mezer's not worried at all.
Mezer took Ibuka in the 2nd round of my 12 team last week. And like people were like, what the? And I was like, all right, man, hey, respect, get your guys, whatever. If that's your guy, that's your guy.
Hey, well, I like it. He went Chris Olave here. Chris Olave is going to be a good riser on my rankings here in the next few days. So I like that Chris Olave pick. What is Kyler's ceiling / floor this year? Dota and Shooter McGavin are clowning him, not tall enough. What would you say, Dean? Ceiling for Kyler Murray?
I think ceiling's he could be knocking on the door a top 5 quarterback finish, man. Like that's really what it could be for him. It's really going to be see how he works in this Vikings offense that is loaded. I mean, you got one of the best receivers in the game. You have a veteran tight end, and even adding to that wide receiver room with you have Addison there, and now Juwan Jennings as well, who's just a great vet. And the backfield is not bad either. Like this could work out. This could be a nice redemption for Kyler Murray. Or talking about, kind of that floor, KOC misses again on a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe we don't get that Sam Darnold, come to life kind of moment. I don't know. But I do see the ceiling. I'm looking straight at it, and I think it's going to be a really good year for him.
Yeah, I think ceiling for Kyler Murray is top 3. I think top 3 is a little bit more achievable than people think. Chasing Josh Allen, that's a different story. That guy is unbelievable. But I think top 3 is within the realm for Kyler Murray based on his rushing upside and being around those great weapons in Minnesota. Also a bad schedule there. So I think top 3 is within his realm of possibilities. The floor, I'm going to say quarterback 14. I think if he plays an entire season, obviously this is without injuries, his floor is quarterback 14. And that is because of the volume in the rushing game and the fact that Kyler does have those good players around him that I think will elevate him. So you're basically drafting him at his floor already. You kind of have to take that risk on him at that point. Mezer's starting another conspiracy in San Francisco here. Saw a rumor CMC may be holding out for a contract, and that's why he isn't practicing. He's only getting $12 million this year, and none is guaranteed. Dude, what's going on in San Fran, man?
Yeah, I have no idea. You would think they're like one of those organizations that's got it together, but sometimes guys just crash out.
Very nice over there. They got a very nice area where all the 49ers stuff is located. I'll tell you that. So interesting to see that they had to build a electrical substation right where they practice. I've been in a 16-team home league for around 25 years. Elite quarterback players going to be the difference maker in the last few. Interesting. So maybe elite quarterback is the way. I guess.
Listen, there's only one.
Right. Josh Allen can just win you a week alone in a 16-team league.
Yeah, I think last year in our Blitz one, the 14, my second round pick was Josh Allen, and I was like right in the middle. I was like, what? I mean, last year was a little different, but
we need to get your thoughts in the comments below. Should we allow draft pick trading in the Blitz leagues? I traded the 207 for 30 and 306 for 22 and 311, hoping to pair Amon-Ra with one of those top running backs at the turn. Is that a good deal? I absolutely love this deal. I think you can get one of those top running backs, and then at 311, you could still get a guy like Ladd McConkey, Emeka Egbuka, Zay Flowers for sure. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the math of it is you're moving up how many spots? Like, what was it, 5 spots? And then you're moving back only 4 in the next round? Like,
yeah.
I mean, just based off that simple math, that's phenomenal. Good job.
Approved. Yeah, we saw an early Cyrus Allen call over here.
That was my next one. I'm just kidding.
Cyrus Allen, man.
I'm getting all the Twitter hype.
I'm surprised. Mezer, that's a great pick in Tyrone Tracy. He's definitely a good riser up that board for sure.
Yeah, I think that's that giant backfield, man. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how Harbaugh handles it. And they just
what's interesting?
What's that?
Sleeper has Chris Rodriguez projected for 720 rushing yards.
Huh? Oh,
that's something. That's who I was either going to go him or Algier. So I guess I'll go Chris Rodriguez so we can talk about it. Do you think Chris Rodriguez is going to be the guy? I don't think so. I think it's
the guy. No, not at all. I think he'll get his share here, but I think it's going to be kind of the toot and show. I wouldn't really worry about Chris Rodriguez too much. But I think this offense is so good. So like people are going to score, week in and week out, and he'll get his, especially maybe at the goal line, most likely. But like, I'm not too worried about him.
Yeah, I'm not worried either. I mean, we're chasing elite hits right now in this 8th round in the 16. I drafted Burrow at 704. Pair him with Chase, who I got at 104. My league mates roasted me because of Burrow's injury. Are y'all out on him, and does his value rise because I have Jamar? The only way I'm drafting Joe Burrow this year before round 7 is if I have Jamar Chase, and you drafted him in round 7 and you have Jamar Chase. That is an elite pairing right there. I think you did a great job of finding a way to get that stack, because that's the best stack in fantasy football you could possibly get. Those guys win you weeks alone. So I'm not hating on that at all. How many people are in the league? I don't see Amon-Ra being in the 2nd round unless it's a very small manager count. 12-man league. I mean, Amon-Ra at the 6th and then pairing it with elite running back. Yeah, I think you're good there. I think you'll get a nice little running back at 202. I like the Myers pick, although I think BTJ is a much better season. I honestly think BTJ and Jacoby Myers will be in for like 800 receiving yards each this year. And then Parker Washington's probably at 1,000. based on the volume alone in this offense. I think the Jaguars will finish as a top 5 passing offense this year. So there's going to be some love to go around with everybody. Scattaboo equals Toby Gerhart. I've been saying Peyton Hillis about Cam Scattaboo, and the snaps in the preseason weren't great as well. He actually got out-snapped by Tyrone Tracy, and Devin Singletary also had a little bit of a role as well. So interesting to see how that shook out for some of those guys.
Man, I'm in all right, I'm gonna go Naylor here. I'm gonna Naylor.
Dude,
Someone's got to be. What's that?
I'm just saying, this is the weirdest draft in the world for me. I'm picking players I never pick right now.
Yeah, you know what? I know like your strategy here with the kind of the floor, and you're right next to a guy myself that I'm just looking at these ceilings. Will it pay out? I don't know, but that's why we mock.
Honestly, look at our last like 4 picks. I'm floor, you're ceiling in every single one of them. That's hilarious.
I love it, man. Like, I don't know. I just see it. I mean, I'm just like looking at these guys, and that's all I'm thinking about. I'm like thinking like what could happen for these guys this season? Like, could Coleman break out and kind of be the guy we all hoped RJ Harvey was last year, right? And for Naylor, it's like someone not named Brock Bowers has to catch the football, right? Like they can't go the whole season with just Brock Bowers, right? So like I'm gonna throw a little bit on Naylor right there.
I like it. Tyler Algier, I think, is worth targeting now in drafts with Jeremiah Love's injury. Before, I didn't really target him because we knew he was going to be in that split. I think it is worth taking a look at him in a flyer later in drafts because he does have volume right away from day one. And if Jeremiah Love does miss any time, he walks into a pretty decent role overall. Hillis is probably a better statistical comparison, I suppose, but I think Hillis's career will be better. Interesting because Peyton Hillis only had 1 good year. So if Cam Scattaboo's cooked is what I'm seeing right now.
Yo, but what I'm also hearing is Cam Scattaboo gets a Madden cover. So I'll take that. I will buy that physical copy.
Look at this. Kyler will be missing a few games in October to the Call of Duty release. Hey, man, I've been playing a lot of Black Ops 2 again, man. That port coming out has been awesome. Would you rather keep Agabuka in the 6th or Judkins in the 11th full PPR redraft?
I'm sorry. No, I don't know. Yeah, the question, what a crazy keeper option. To me, I think it's just the Judkins in the 11th is crazy. That's nuts. That's too much of a value. I like that way too much.
I would say so too. Getting like a running back depth like that of Judkins in the 11th, I feel like it's hard to pass up because you can strategize and get your whole team based on that. Redraft, no pick trading, good with that.
That's an RB2 in the 11th round. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, need some help. 12-person half PPR. Keep one. James Cook for the 2nd round. Agabuka for the 6th. Rice for the 7th or Tyler Warren for the 9th. This one's a lot tougher.
Oh yeah. I see the merit in all of them. That's like
I do. I would say Rashee Rice.
Okay.
He has the biggest discrepancy between picks. Or you just go Tyler Warren and say I have my tight end locked in.
That's what I was kind of leaning Warren because it's like about a 4 to 5 round discount you get on them, and like you don't have to worry about the tight end position for the whole draft, which is awesome.
I'm good with that. I would go.
You can take Rice. I'll take Warren.
I'm gonna go Warren. I think. Thinking about it now.
No, you got schooled.
Yeah, I mean, like think about a 9th. I think Rashee Rice in the 7th is still like a crazy value, but like Tyler Warren in the 9th, there's still like a lot of wide receiver value in the 7th that you get like a Parker Washington in there, Josh Downs. Yeah. There's still talent in there. 9th round for tight end, a little bit of a different story. So I would go Warren in the 9th for sure. Warren in the 9th. Agabuka, no question.
It could have been Abuka in the 1st.
Yeah.
For him.
Taking all the Chargers, Harrison, Johnston, check. Chief bias aside, what weapon would you draft in the offense for good value? I think this is the best year to actually draft Chiefs because this is the first year they're underpriced in a long time. Travis Kelce, I think, is the best value in the 10th. Hasn't finished below tight end 5. Hasn't had under 70 catches and 820 receiving yards since 2016. I think is what it was today that I posted about it. So the value there is really good. I think sleeper wise, obviously you're going to hear Cyrus Allen thrown around a lot. I would watch that and see how the depth chart develops. I think he's going to be a slow starter in that offense, but I think he's a good talent. I think Kelce, I would say, is probably the best value. I would say Kenneth Walker and Rashee Rice are good targets at ADP because they're just going to be very good players this year overall. Man, go Ravens no show during the draft. RIP.
See ya. Detention
right away. Yep, no problem, NCG. Griff, we said Judkins in the 11th.
Yep.
Judkins in the 11th there. Cook, keep Cook, bro. I can see him getting his even with Allen's Vultures. Cook go top 5 in my opinion. I agree. Cook's got that upside to potentially take that step into that top, category of those running backs if he gets a little bit more of that receiving work. I'm betting that he does. We will see though, because it's tough. I have considered Agabuka at the end of the first if he kept going up, but his injury should hold it down for me. End of the first, man. So who would you take over Emeka? Like, would you take Emeka Agabuka over like a CD Lamb? That's
me or Mezer? Because I'm taking CD to the bank.
I'm taking CD. That's a question for Mezer. That's a question for Mezer. I'm taking CD. That's a diabolical snipe right there.
Ooh. Oh, then you're gonna do the next one.
Yeah, I am. I'm actually gonna pass on Mahomes and go Purdy.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, you could have Mahomes.
I don't want him.
It's all right.
Who's eyeing up?
I had a guy arguing with me about Kelce not being a good pick this year. I think people arguing that Kelsey's a bad pick just like don't like Travis Kelce. So they have to find a reason why he's not a good value all the way in the 9th and 10th round of drafts. So I think there's that people feel like they have to defend him over, but like he's so cheap. Like you're getting him for basically, right around the likes of, some of these other guys. In our draft, he did go a lot earlier than I've seen Kelce go at this 6-16 turn. But he's been a value almost all the time.
Man, you know what? This the auto picks are rough right now because I really would love to see, because the auto picks did like 2 QBs already. So I'm like, how much further could some quarterbacks really drop in here? You know what I mean? Like that, like think about it like that. That would have been tough.
Damn, Team 12 just dipped on out of here, bro. Team 12 just said, I'm good.
Wait, what? You can do that?
I guess.
See ya.
So look, both these teams have 2 quarterbacks too.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, so those were the auto picks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how much further could quarterbacks go down the line when you get these full things? I really wonder.
It would be. I guarantee. Yeah, Mezer doesn't have a quarterback. I knew that for sure. I didn't even know why I looked.
Yeah, Mezer might pick one up on waiver wires.
So the only receivers he's taking are Chase, CD, Amon-Ra, Puka, Jefferson, JSN, and that's it. Trying to think. You're not taking AJ Brown? No AJ Brown? Chris Olave?
No London? No Chris Olave.
Rashee Rice? Nico Collins? None of those? I respect it though. I mean, I got Parker Washington like in my top 24 receivers right now. Oh, he was on auto the entire time until he dropped. Yikes. The Swift's ADP rise with Monungai's injury. Apparently, it's a close call if he makes it to week 1. I don't think it's necessarily going to change much because Monungai probably misses 1 week max. So I'm not super worried about it. I think there definitely is a point though where DeAndre Swift is a little bit undervalued always because he's a very steady low-end RB2 and he's paired with Ben Johnson, which only helps his value long-term. Dude, I'm
gonna
about to
deal
make
with it.
some freaky picks here, and you're gonna just be like,
I'm gonna continue to punt the quarterback position, dude.
"You're punting."
Yeah, I'm gonna gamble.
I'm gonna
Can't
gamble.
wait to see what happens.
Caleb Douglas, welcome to the squad.
Oh, hello.
Oh man, I've been banging the drum for Caleb Douglas
He looked
since
good.
for a while. Yeah, he made that Odell style catch and
Mhm.
played 100% of snaps with the first team. I know people are going to say Chris Bell's back and that's going to screw him over. I'm not worried about it at all. He was
Nah.
drafted before Chris Bell, and I think Chris Bell bangs Malik Washington out. And I don't think Caleb Douglas has anything to worry about. He's Christian Watson esque in this offense.
Yeah, he looks good. The kind of where I like why I went with Malik Washington, just the opportunity is going to be there, man. The target share should be there. Someone's got to get the ball.
Someone said, "Well, how do you feel like the quarterback market may be dry here soon if everybody starts going quarterback?" Dota's taking all the tight ends and the quarterbacks. Everybody's going to have him. Yeah,
Joke's on
I
you
will
guys.
say,
I'm taking Winston.
I
I'm
will
taking
say
Winston.
Baker with a chip on his shoulder is going to be a different type of playmaker for sure. So very, very interesting there. But I think it's time we start talking about scoring settings this year, Dean. You think that's fair? So
Absolutely.
I think we start off with tight end premium. Do we want tight end premium? Is that a thing? I personally would like a little half point at least.
I don't mind that. I
don't-
like that at all. I don't think I've ever done like a full half point tight end premium.
A half point tight end premium? It gives you
Yes,
it gives you like the little mix of like the people that are just like, ew, tight end premium, that's gonna screw me over.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it makes it, especially this year. There's a lot of good tight ends for sure, and I think that'll push it up the board, especially in like a 16 where everybody's going to be like, I got to punt tight end because positional value. I think that'll be very interesting for sure in those leagues. So I like that. I think that'll be good. No one's letting us know if that'll be good, but Dota said, give me a reason to take Loveland in the third. I mean, you're going to be taking him in the second at this rate, dog. Got that. So the interesting, I think, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, yeah, no, it does make sense, especially a year like this, man. Like the tight end position is just so deep, where like there's so many of these guys that can really break out to where like we should kind of in a way reward it, but also it would intensify that draft board significantly as well.
Yeah, I think we should look into the tush push touchdowns. You see the new setting Sleeper dropped?
Oh no, I did not.
So on Sleeper now, if it's a tush push touchdown, then you could lower the amount of rushing touchdown points for the quarterback, which is hilarious.
And no one drafts Hurts. Okay.
All right. I like half tight end PPR because it causes people to overvalue tight end when it's really only makes a big difference for the top 5. How many really get a ton of catches? That would kill Hurts' value. Basically, Jalen Hurts becomes undraftable at that point. What about the AJ Barner tush push? I don't know. I don't know if it's just quarterbacks or what, but I think it would be interesting for sure.
I mean, listen, if you're starting AJ Barner, you got some other questions answered too, okay?
I see Tyreek Hill on the board. Is he worth a late draft pick or is it a waste? Leaning toward it being a waste. Yeah. With all the reports with Tyreek Hill not probably being ready for the start of the season, I think it's a waste right now. If we find out anything about Tyreek Hill, I think he's a mid-season stash. I don't think he has any sort of impact on the beginning of this season. So I would probably not look into getting Tyreek. Because basically, if he's not signed with the team, you can't even occupy the IR spot with him. So you're wasting a bench spot.
Ooh, Bo Nix.
Stop hating on my Hawks. Damn. If you can get Tyreek at the right spot, hit it and gamble. I mean, already not drafting Hurts. So go to type that so fast it's not even in my chat. Yo, what up, Mr. Magic? Welcome to the stream, my guy. Pleasure welcoming you in. Found out my draft pick yesterday. I am the 8th pick. Who should I target? 12 teams, full PPR. 8th is tough. I actually think this is like one of the tougher spots to draft because it's, The running back group falls off a little bit, and you're kind of at a tough spot where that first round kind of drops off tiers. What do you think, Dean?
Yeah, it's one of those positions where it's like we can give you a group of guys and like but you got to kind of see and feel out how your draft's gonna go. Like there, it's hard to turn down a guy like CeeDee Lamb, but I also like want to make sure that I get one of those top tier running backs. So like sometimes I've been kind of pushing to go get uh James Cook. I'll start my draft off with that if he's not there. It's a lot of wait and see there. So, like I said, I would try to start my draft off with a running back because on the wrap, you don't know really who's going to fall to you, but there's some really good wide receivers in that second round range. So that I would probably look that way if I was there.
Yeah, I think Justin Jefferson, I have him at 107. He for sure will be available. If any of the likes of James Cook, JSN, Amon-Ra St. Brown are available, those are definitely very valuable picks here. I can get so frisky right now. I'm going to start off with Damon Claiborne. I'm going to keep it really chill. We're going to leave quarterbacks for you. You can go pick at that mess.
Such
but-
a mess.
Yeah,
Right.
it is such a mess. I personally am a little bit lower on JT than consensus. I think this Colts offense is in a bad spot with all the receiver injuries. Daniel Jones coming off an Achilles. So I have Jonathan Taylor at my 110. I have James Cook higher, Dota, Amon. I think it's a point where Daniel Jones' health is going to impact this Colts team, and Ted Hurst there for Tampa Bay going to the Dean. I see.
I punted again.
He continues to punt it. Bunting gets sniped on James Conner in 2026. It's absolutely diabolical. So are we doing PPR, half point, tight end premium? How many wide receiver, running back, and flex? That's a good question. I don't want kickers. Screw kickers. We're getting rid of kickers. Defenses, we can get rid of defenses as well. Screw those guys. So honestly, I would be open to like 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 2 flex, and quarterback, or we could go smaller lineup, or we could just go all flex and 1 super flex, like kind of like Scott Fishbowl is this year with that. Is it crazy to take AJ Brown over Justin Jefferson? I wouldn't say it's crazy, but I wouldn't do it. I have Justin Jefferson like in a tier higher than AJ Brown, but I really like AJ Brown's value right now for those New England Patriots. But coming here, I sniped Dota. Let's go. Finally stole one of his boys. All right, you ready for me to go deep in my bag?
Yeah, let's hear it. Weird, you didn't want to talk about Daniel Jones, but okay.
Wait, did he go? Whoa. Who drafted Jahan Dotson?
Don't did.
He did?
Who? I don't see that.
Dude, who drafted Jahan Dotson? What?
I don't even see his name.
Oh, here we go. Jahan Dotson. Yes, there he is. Sorry, spoiled it. Jahan Dotson, welcome to the team. Let's go. We got him.
Talk about it.
Yeah, and then we'll get to Daniel Jones. Clearly, Dotson's the best pick, right? But anyways, Dotson played 100% of snaps with the first team. That is a great sign that he's going to be the wide receiver too, and they have 0 target competition. If I'm in a best ball league, if I'm in a league where it's this deep, why would I not take a shot at a guy that I know is going to be playing with the first team more consistently in an offense that I don't think is going to be very good and having to throw the football a lot? Might as well just throw a dart on him. Like there's no reason not to. I don't think he's a good player by any means, so don't quote me on that.
That's not so. It makes sense. Hey, listen, that you got to pull out your bag for a big league like this, so can't shake it.
Lamar, Parker Washington, Goddard, plus Chase Brown or Danny Dimes and Jamar Chase. The left side for sure, my friend. I would not trade those 4 guys for just Jamar Chase. That would be a bad deal for you. You and Dean went Daniel Jones, Cam Ward.
I was in between
the last 2
Dota tried to be funny, and he just took just a bunch of quarterbacks at the end. But yeah, I took Daniel Jones. I think they were a really good offense last year. If he, fully healthy, we get him running his legs. Mobile quarterbacks do have that higher ceiling. And yeah, listen, maybe should I have went quarterback a little bit earlier? Fine, but this is why we mock.
This is why we mock. Dotson over Branch. I would say yes
Seems
right
like
now.
it.
From what the snaps are telling us, yes, it looks like it. I think Branch is going to be one of those gadget guys right out of the gate for them, but I think Dotson's going to play more, so it's going to hurt Branch's value. I would not draft Zachariah Branch right now. He was one of my biggest losers from the preseason. Overall, first time playing my fantasy draft in an hour, I got 108. Who should I be aiming for? That's hilarious. We just talked about this too. I would be
Yeah.
looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson, James Cook, Jonathan Taylor. Dean mentioned CeeDee Lamb as well. I think all those guys in your range look very good. If you need some help, check out our draft guide for free. It's in the description. And then the Fans League. For those of you guys that are in the Fans League and got the message in the Discord, right, take a look at that. Make sure you join the Sleeper League so we can get everything implemented. There is going to be a buy-in, and there is going to be a championship belt with the Blitz logo given to the winner at the end of the year. So it's going to be pretty sick. So just make sure you are all implemented on Sleeper. It's a little slow process with that. And if you guys do want to hop in with that, if those 16 people I offered spots to do not sign up in time, I'll be opening it up to a few more people. And yeah, but we have 16 offers right now. If all 16 decline, then we'll see what happens and who we could go there. Wide receiver 3 on the best offense in the league, 13-10, 6-teamer. Who do you go with? Oh, Ryan Florna. Yeah, I think he is a good value. I see him going.
Adam queued. But I had to take a quarterback.
All right, let's get this off. Actually, no, you want to look at our drafts real quick?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little hard. Hold on one second. There you go. It fits the board now.
Hello.
All right. So looking at your draft here, Dean, did you take me to school today?
You know what? It was a little bit of a lesson, and then at the end, we were all learning together. That's what good teaching does, right? We just put the lesson plan in. We absolutely hit it out of the park for, I would say the first 6 to 7 rounds. I really do think so. And then it's really just a learning curve. We got to get back to the books. Yeah, maybe should have went quarterback there around the 9-10 spot, but this is why we mock. This is why we mock.
That is why we mock. I found myself in this 16-teamer, and I'm glad I did it before our leagues on the 29th.
Oh, yeah.
In much different spots that I normally in, and that's why we have different players on my team that I normally am targeting. It feels like in these videos I target the same guys over and over again. Yeah. But this was a good way to kind of work through that. And no QB last round only. Should we make that a rule in the Fans League that you have to take a quarterback in the last round and it's absolute chaos?
Imagine, yeah.
It would just be all whoever gets the turn of that round just gets like Josh Allen, and
yeah, exactly.
It just goes. It's the dumbest thing ever. But that is it for Mock Monday. Stay tuned though. I will announce whether it will be Monday night next week or Tuesday night, depending on when I get back. Tune in to the Dean's office on Thursday night. Going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes, sir.
There it is, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you are ready for office hours. Thursday night, I don't think I'll be at office hours. Unfortunately, I will be hammered at a wedding and unfortunately not coherent enough to draft, but it also may be a good practice for me for my home league to be hammered and draft. So we'll see if I'm able to sneak out of some of those wedding functions and then make sure that I can get my draft in that way. But the Dean's office, make sure you tune in it to every Thursday. Me and Dean will catch you guys next time here on Blitz Fantasy Football.